Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Today we are doing something different. Something very different, in fact. I will be doing my personal top 10 ports in Hearts of Iron 4. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, a while back in a video about Armenia in my A2Z releasable series, I made a joke about the port of Batumi. It's the best port in the world. Batumi. It's top 10 ports. Top 10 ports. It's my top 10 ports list. If you want to see a tier list of my top 10 ports, let me know. And I said it was in my top 10 ports. And I asked if you wanted a top 10 ports tier list. And recently, in another comment I'll put on screen, I got reminded of it. So here I am today. So, let's get into this, shall we? Starting at number 10, we have Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Even though you could debate that this port could be placed higher on the list, the reason I put it here is that while it is at the mouth of the Rhine and leading into the English Channel, which is great for trade and travel, it is also very vulnerable to attack from not both, but all three, France, the UK, and Germany, which is why I place it so low. It could be higher if it was more defensible. We have at number 9, Danzig, for many of the same reasons of Rotterdam being so low, that even though it is a great port, especially for Poland as it's one of their only two, it does suffer from political issues being locked off for Poland for most of the game, as well as being easily captured by Germany, which is why I put it at number 9. Going to Asia, we have Yokohama as Japan. Now, it is a great staging point for a navy into the Pacific, especially for all the islands Japan controls and all the future conquests it wants to make. But one fatal flaw is that if any nation with a strong enough navy can get to any of these islands or close enough, it is an extremely easy naval invasion straight into Yokohama, which leads to an easy capture of Tokyo, which is the capital, of course, of Japan. That is why I have to put it so low on the list. For number 7, in Australia, in the land down under, we have on Tasmania, we have the city and port of Hobart. Now, a couple of reasons. I think it's a great place as it's very isolated from the rest of the world. The chance of it being invaded, bombed, attacked is very low. And also I rate it here because it just has a really funny name. And over to North America and the United States, we have New Orleans. Now, New Orleans is placed at number 6 because not only are there funny French people and they have good food, but it is also a really good naval base into the Caribbean for the United States. And if you capture it, it's also very good for Mexico as well.
Into the mouth. Nice.
And at number 4, we have our first and only African port on this list, Cape Town. Now, the reasons I chose Cape Town is not only because historically it is extremely important through travel and trade from Europe to Asia, it is also a great military base in game because it's a wonderful place to station submarines. You know, imagine raiding here, here, and here. You know, the Axis can't trade anywhere, or the Allies can't trade anywhere, depending on who controls the Cape of Good Hope. It's a wonderful place for the Navy, wonderful connection between all continents in the world. Overall, great port, staying at number 4. We are now in our top 3 ports, starting with the myth and the legend, and it's also very real at the same time, the port city of Batumi. Now, it is a great port for the Black Sea. It gives, the future nation of Georgia great access to the world economy, but is also because it is the thing that started this video. This video would not exist without Batumi. So everyone, give Batumi a round of applause. Next up at number 2, not too far from Batumi, we have Istanbul. Now, Istanbul could be debated to be number 1. While it is a wonderful port to both the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, it is also right at the crossroads between Europe and Asia, which is great for trade and travel, as well as being easily defendable from either side. And on top of that, it's great for warships to go through to the Black Sea or the Mediterranean for either the Allies, the Axis, or the Soviets. Now, on to some honorable mentions. And by that, I mean literally one, and it's Bangkok. I feel like I don't have to explain why it's Bangkok. And lastly, for number 1, I believe is the true number 1 port in the game. Although, could be debated. I do believe it is at least top 5, and it should be top 5 on everyone's list. is Gibraltar. Little obvious, but not only is it the passage between the Atlantic and the Mediterranean, it is a great naval base, air base, and military base to stage invasions through Iberia, Africa, and the islands of the Mediterranean, including the Italian peninsula. There is a reason why every nation wants to own it for World War II. The Italians want it, the Germans want it, the UK wants it, because it's too valuable. You don't want to lose it. And on top of that, icing on the cake, there are apparently a lot of monkeys on Gibraltar. I don't know why there's a lot of monkeys on Gibraltar, but there are a lot of monkeys, and that's just fucking awesome. So, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 ports tier list. If you ever want to see something like this in the future, let me know. And on top of that, if you want to refute any of my personal choices, as I have made this video within 10 minutes, if you want to refute any of my choices, let me know in the comments down below. And thank you for watching my top 10 ports tier list.